I couldn't help it. So this just happened today. This might turn out to be pretty big news, and it might be one of many that we see. Not sure. Let me know what you think. A federal judge ruled today that Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf and his coronavirus orders, which shut down the state, closed businesses, limited gatherings, were unconstitutional. U.S. District Judge William Stickman, a Trump appointee, said in his opinion that COVID-19 orders from Wolf and Pennsylvania Secretary of Health Rachel Levin violated and continue to violate the First Amendment right to freedom of assembly and due process and equal protection clauses of the 14th Amendment. The efforts to stop the spread of coronavirus were undertaken with good intention of addressing a public health emergency, Stickman wrote. But even in an emergency, the authority of government is not unfettered. There is no question that this country has faced and will continue to face emergencies of every sort, but the solution to a national crisis can never be permitted to supersede the commitment to an individual liberty that stands as the foundation of the American experiment. Now, I know that there were certain Republican officials, salon owners, drive-in movie theater owners, and other small business owners that all got together, I think, and sued or pressed charges against the governor. So this is what happened. Because of that, I personally think that the next state might be Michigan, because I know a lot of people are not happy with Governor Whitmer, but let me know what you guys think. I heard there was some kind of petition going on around her. I don't know if it was to recall her. If you're from there, please let us know in the comment section, but there was something going around that had something like 400,000 signatures, so I'm really curious to know what that is. But I also wanted to bring this up because I'm going to make this even more political, and that's what I'm going to do. I bring this up too because one of the main talking points of the Democrats right now to try to get at President Trump, and one of the main talking points of the Biden campaign, is Trump's handling of the coronavirus pandemic. And there's two main points at which they criticize or blame him for. The first one is they're blaming him for the roughly 170,000 deaths that we've seen in the U.S. Well, I'm going to show you something right here. So this graphic comes from the New York Times, and I'll post the full article below so you can see the graphic a little bit closer up. So this graphic shows certain deaths on certain states, and it's highlighting nursing home deaths. And the reason I bring that up is because of the roughly 170,000 deaths that we have, it's somewhere between 40 and 45%, and I say those two numbers because I've seen 40%, I've seen 45, but it's 40 to 45% of the total deaths in the U.S. are from nursing homes. Nursing homes only account for 8% of total infections, but account for 40% of total deaths. And the order to have infected patients go back into nursing homes as opposed to hospitals are the orders of the local government, of the governors of those states. Governor Cuomo was heavily criticized for this. And you look at numbers, I believe the highest one is New Hampshire. 80% of their deaths were from nursing homes. And that is not President Trump. That is your local government ordering them to go back into nursing homes or ordering them to stay in nursing homes and not go to hospitals. So if you are going to be critical about the number of deaths, you really need to look at the local governments before you criticize President Trump. Also, President Trump had the travel ban in China before we even had any known cases here in the U.S., and he was heavily criticized for that and even called xenophobic by Democratic officials. Someone like Nancy Pelosi criticized him and insinuated that he was a racist for doing this ban early on, when that was one of the things that probably kept our numbers a lot lower in the very beginning. Also, people criticize him for not taking the coronavirus seriously enough and encouraging people not to wear masks, telling people to drink bleach. All of these are completely insane. President Trump, in the first few months of the pandemic, and I know this because I have no life and I watched almost every single one of them. The first few months of the pandemic, he did a press conference every single day, and it was at least an hour long. All of those press conferences, he was present. There was a Q&A allowed. He had Dr. Fauci. He had the Surgeon General. He had Dr. Birch with the pretty scarves, all there to answer questions and to tell people exactly what to do, giving them updates. And and exactly how to move forward and what was going on. So to me, that is the action of somebody that is taking this very seriously. Stop! That is the action of someone that is taking this very seriously and wants to keep the American people updated and informed on what's going on. Now, any message of hope that the president gave saying, we're going to get through this, this will go away, this and that, was there to keep people calm and give them hope in the midst of something that was very scary and very unknown for a lot of us. I don't know if you remember when there was no toilet paper or there was no paper towels or cleaning supplies. There were no freaking beans anywhere. I couldn't even get beans or macaroni and cheese because people were freaking out in the early stages of this. And the media did not help things. And Trump was probably one of the only voices of hope that we had. Again, I watched every single one of them. I never once thought that he was taking this lightly. And I appreciated that he brought out the entire task force and they answered questions. And anytime anyone directed a question at President Trump and he didn't know, he would say, hey, can you come and answer this for me? Talking to one of the task force members. You get what I'm saying. But let me know your thoughts on all of this. Have a wonderful night. I'll see you guys later. Bye.